years ago, when we first brought these two subcompact SUVs together, we compared their petrol automatic iterations and the Hyundai Exter came out on top thanks to its smoother powertrain. Today we are revisiting these rivals, but with a twist. Both are in their CNG avatars and there's a lot these two have in common. Both feature dual cylinder setups, both have a claimed efficiency figure of 27 kilometers per kilogram, and both of them are loaded with premium features including a sunroof. But today the focus of this video is going to be their efficiency, so without wasting any time, let's get straight to it. While the Tata Punch featured in this video is the Mid Adventure Plus variant, the Hyundai Exter is in the top spec SX variant. But to keep this comparison fair, we'll be comparing their top-end variants only. What's interesting is that the Tata gives buyers a wider choice with the Punch iCNG. Its entry-level variants are cheaper than the Hyundai Exter Hy-CNG Duo, whereas it is pricier than the Hyundai at the higher end. As far as equipment goes, the Punch iCNG gets cruise control and a bigger 10.25-inch touchscreen over the Exter Hy-CNG Duo. The Hyundai gets 6 airbags, tire pressure monitor, hill start assist, and electrically folding outside mirrors, all of which are missing on the Tata Punch iCNG. With that, it is time for the fuel efficiency test. To find out their fuel efficiency, we've devised a rather simple test. We have run both these tanks dry completely. We will fill them with 2 kilos of gas, drive them around in the city till they run out of gas, then again repeat the procedure for the highway, and that's how we'll arrive at the kilometers per kilogram figure. Luckily for us, the queue at the CNG pump wasn't too long, and within minutes, we had filled nearly 2 kilograms of gas in each car. I say nearly because it's very difficult to fill an exact amount of gas. So naturally, we'll calculate efficiency based on actual usage, that is, kilometers driven divided by the actual quantity of CNG filled at the beginning of each drive. I've started my drive with the Tata Punch. Lokesh from Autocar India will be doing the Hindi review starting with the Hyundai Exter, and at some point we will be swapping these cars. And now that I've mentioned it, if you'd like to watch this video in Hindi, tune in to Autocar India. It's not hard to see why the Punch is among the best-selling cars in the country. This Tata does the basics right. For starters, it is a high-riding car, so these doors swing open 90 degrees and getting in and out is very easy. You simply walk into this cabin, so that is something owners will appreciate, especially the elderly. And then due to its high seating, you do have a commanding driving position. You're seated much higher than other hatchbacks and compact sedans on the road, and then you have good frontal visibility with the edges of the bonnet being in your field of vision. Adding to its user-friendliness is the Punch's light steering, easy gear shifts though not as precise as the Hyundai's, and a clutch pedal that requires minimal effort to operate. What I also like is that this car comes with individual armrests for the front seats, so this really enhances your driving comfort, especially on those long highway drives. Now, taking the experience up a few notches is the fantastic sound quality from its speakers. Now, even though this is not the JBL system from the top-end variant, sound quality is fabulous. Performance was never the Punch's forte, and in this CNG avatar, it's duller still. It does the job of keeping up with traffic, but expect more out of it, and it is likely to disappoint. We have put these cars to our customary 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration test, and of course the Hyundai Exter turned out to be a bit quicker, but even in rolling accelerations, it is the Hyundai that comes out on top. The Exter's shorter gearing, smoother engine and its weight advantage enhance its drivability, which we'll get to in just a moment. But where the Punch does shine is when it comes to its highway manners. This car feels flat, drives in a composed manner, and it feels reassuring and confident from behind the wheel, and that it does much better than the Hyundai Exter. Time for the Hyundai Exter Hy-CNG Duo. We've said it before and I'll say it again, the Exter comes across as the smoother and more refined car of the two. Not only does its 4-cylinder engine feel quieter and freer to rev, even its controls are a lot lighter and easier to operate. To start with, the gearbox is buttery smooth, the clutch is light, and even the steering, it feels like an ideal setup for a city commuter. Yes, you're not seated all that high compared to a Tata Punch, but visibility all round is still very good thanks to the lower window line. I must mention that the Exter's seat comfort isn't as good as in the Tata Punch. Its seats feel small and lacking in terms of outright support. As mentioned earlier, the Exter Hy-CNG's engine feels a lot more drivable in the city, and thanks to its shorter gearing, you don't need to constantly change gears on the move. You can allow the revs to drop down to 1000 RPM, and without the need to downshift, this Hyundai picks up speed rather effortlessly. And it all boils down to the excellent engine tuning as well as the smooth 4-cylinder petrol engine. At 100 km per hour, the Exter's engine is spinning at 3300 RPM in 5th gear. The Punch's engine spins lower at around 3000 RPM. So yes, this is likely to improve its highway efficiency. But does it? We'll know in just a moment. And I must say that the Exter's low-speed ride quality is quite nice, something that you will surely appreciate in the city. However, on the highway, the Exter doesn't feel as confident as a Tata Punch, and you can feel a lot more vertical movement in the Exter compared to the Tata. The Exter has switched to petrol mode automatically, which means that the CNG tank is completely empty, and with that we are done with our testing. What's the efficiency we achieved? Well, here are the numbers on your screen right now. In our city test, the Tata Punch iCNG returned 20.7 km per kilogram, while the Hyundai Exter Hy-CNG fared a bit better. On the other hand, because of the Exter's shorter gearing, its engine spins at higher RPM than the Punch while cruising at 100 km per hour in top gear, hence its highway fuel efficiency is lower. That said, both cars achieve an impressive overall efficiency that comes close to their claimed 27 km per kilogram. Before giving out our verdict, let's look at their boot space too. Having their twin CNG tanks tucked beneath their boot floor, cargo space is compromised when compared to their petrol version. In this company, the Punch's boot feels a bit more voluminous, especially with its parcel shelf out of the way. Impressively, the Tata is fitted with a spare tyre too, while the Hyundai makes do with a tyre repair kit only. The Punch iCNG is an excellent option for those seeking an economical, compact and practical highway cruiser. Its high seating position, robust build and great sound system all add to its charm. However, it falls short in terms of engine performance and lacks key safety features like hill start assist, tire pressure monitor and side and curtain airbags, all of which are available with the Hyundai. The Exter, on the other hand, is smoother, more refined and easier to drive in the city thanks to its light controls and comfortable ride. It also delivers better fuel efficiency. And lastly, despite offering a bit more equipment, the Exter is priced lower than the Punch. So even though it is not the top seller, the Exter feels like the more well-rounded choice, which is why it takes the win in this comparison.